Private sector trade unions have requested the government to provide them with relief from the increasing cost of living by refraining from levying taxes on essential items. Now they say that the cost of living has drastically risen above the salary that they receive.
The number of persons employed in the private sector of this country amounts to around 6,500,000. Despite private sector employees not having the benefit of receiving pay hikes on par with government employees, they are equally subject to paying all taxes levied by the government. As such, private sector trade unions have urged the government to provide them with some relief from the increasing cost of living.
The cost of living of a family of 4 has risen to about 49,500 rupees. The government has failed to provide an income for a family to survive. The basic salary of an employee in the private sector amounts to 9,625 rupees. Then the government should minimize its unwanted spending and use that saving to provide relief to the employees of the private sector. Remove the tax charges on electricity and other essentials.
The private sector employees who are not entitled to receiving a pension similar to government employees have made numerous requests to the government to at least provide them with a social security plan.
While steps are being taken to facilitate the requests made by the private sector, we ask the government to provide a social security plan for the protection and encouragement of the private sector employees. This time, we have made a humble request to get rid of the shortcomings of the pension plan before it is taken to the table for further discussions.
And now moving into your sports news, it's cricket. Sachin Tendulkar, who is playing his final and 200th test match, notched up his 68th test half-century today. Rohit Sharma and Cheteshwar Pujara scored centuries for India in their first innings today on day 2 of the second test against the West Indies. India racked up a whopping 495 runs today in response to the West Indies' first innings total of 182. At stumps on day 2 today, the Windies batting in their second innings won 43 for the loss of 3 wickets, trailing India by 270 runs. Sachin Tendulkar scored 74 runs today, smashing 4 boundaries. Cheteshwar Pujara scored his 5th test century today. Rohit Sharma, meanwhile, batting in his second test, scored his 2nd successive test century. Shane Shillingford, meanwhile, racked up figures of 5 for 179 for the West Indies.